Phony football focus, phony football fans, pro football fakes. I don't know who they are, but I know who we are. We're the Purple Rain Podcast, and this is the Dalen Hayes episode, the Denell Ellerby episode 59. Welcome. That over there is Sutton Def. You can find him on Twitter and Instagram at Sutton Def. If you want to. You can find me on Instagram, simply as10.prod, and Twitter at simply as10. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day, lovely day, and I'm ready to talk some football and just sports with you guys.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for tuning into episode 59 of the Purple Rain Podcast. I see you guys in the live chat right here, already rolling through. We got our guy Mod K-Dog in the house, Purple Rain Pioneers, man. Shout out to him. Ramey in the building. Big shout out to Mod Ramey. Christopher Swain in the building. Brandon Collins. Don C. Shout out to Don C, my boy. Bruh says phony football frauds. Yes. Yes. I'm going to be talking a lot.
I'm going to have to add that to my list real quick.
Yeah, it's a long list. It's a long list of nicknames for these guys. I mean, they just kind of roll off the tongue,
Yeah.
Let's see. We got Theo Pintle 4. Yeah. Don't be so rude on my guy Mbappe at simply AS10.
I'm a huge Mbappe fan, but he missed the penalty. Hey, you just gotta criticize them when it's given. So
everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah, exactly. But
everybody has.
Unfortunately, France did today. Oh, throwback. Okay.
Yeah. Like what I did there?
Loved it.
So Juan Gotti in the building, Daquan Jones in the building, Zach George in the building as well. Big shout out to the entire Rain Gang who has come through tonight. If you're not watching the live, that's okay. Hello. We appreciate you guys just as much. Make sure you guys hashtag replay gang in the comment section for us because we love to see you guys showing up as well. Absolutely. Hashtag replay gang. Shout out to you guys. Real quick, I was just going to mention it, but we already have one coming in from our guy Shamil Malik. We do have super chat donations available, guys.
Go.
If you do want to give us a super chat donation, we would appreciate it. We thank you guys so much for just joining the stream. But, if you do want to give a donation, we appreciate you that much more, man. Let's see. So Shamil Malik, we appreciate you, man. He says, I want to know which 12-year-old runs PFF. Big L.
Oh,
yeah.
Could be one of our neighbors. Like, I don't get what their whole thought process was behind that, and we'll get into it because the fact that Sunday Night Football uses their little grading system and what they just came out with is just diabolical. Terrible.
Yeah, it's definitely diabolical, man. Let's see. We got our guy Gerald in the house. Actually, says my main brother Sutton Def and alias. I mean, I guess it's a typo. I guess it autocorrected.
Maybe
Simply AS10. Yes. Yeah. Big shout out to you, man. We appreciate you for joining the stream tonight. Alex, how have you been, man? What have you been up to?
I actually got to my first Orioles game last week. It was beautiful.
How was that?
We lost. I mean. It was crazy. I got a funny story. Like they wouldn't let us into the gate because we bought our tickets at the gate. They gave us tickets for like the next day. So like we got in there like just as the first pitch went off. But we lost. But I snuck down to like the nice seats. But it was just being back at like an actual live sports game. Beautiful. Like I took it for granted, even if we lost and sucked. But
yeah, isn't it crazy how the Ravens kind of carry Maryland sports?
Now they are. The Orioles.
Now they are. I mean,
in the 80s and 90s. But yeah, we do.
Yeah,
we do.
Yeah, like in these days, it's definitely like the Ravens are top spot in all of Maryland. DMV,
and to think that when the Ravens won the Super Bowl, the Orioles wouldn't move their game so we could play that game in here, like to start off the season against the Broncos. Thanks.
Right. Yeah, man. Ramey says, surprise, the Orioles lost, man. It's so sad, man. It's so fun going to the games, but it's depressing because the team is so bad.
Yeah, and like we were outnumbered. Like there were more Astro fans, it felt like, than Oriole fans. So
really, see, that's the worst.
Yeah.
Ramey also says M&T Bank is going to be absolutely jumping next year. Can't freaking wait, bro. Definitely,
I don't
man.
think nobody can
bro.
Wait.
Gosh. I'm definitely waiting on the day I can get an M&T.
The Ravens have something up their sleeve. They're gonna surprise us with something. Like they're gonna do something. I mean, why not kind of like introduce like some new features with like some new signings? Like why not just get Justin Houston and have him announce something?
Hey,
Hey, I'm just saying.
Justin Houston, Todd Gurley. I don't know. Hey, speaking of Todd Gurley, though, there was some talks heating up. There was some rumors pages talking about Todd Gurley is linked to signing with the Ravens soon. What did you
Yeah,
think about that?
I'll take it. He would be a camp legs. He wouldn't be a lock to make the roster, but like we've talked about it, I actually put a post out about him. Like, would you want him in my Instagram? And like the comments, like, no, 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 no. But it's like 17 games this year. Like,
Yeah,
if we're blowing somebody out, do you really want JK and Gus in there? Do you really want them in there? Like, one bad hit, their knee could be gone. Their Achilles.
right. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
But definitely, I could see it happening. And if
I
he
can
can
too.
sign for like, a really good deal, really cheap deal where it works for us, I think that would be a great move. I mean, you got to look at what the Ravens have done historically with the running game. They've definitely had running back committees in the past for
I
sure.
mean, Ricky Williams, we had him as a
Yeah,
backup. Then we had McGahee. I mean, these were guys that
McGahee, LaRon McClain.
yeah. I mean, hell, even when we had Priest Holmes, I mean, throwing it
Yeah,
back. I mean, come on now.
right.
So you never know.
Exactly, man. Russ says, "Cool if we get him. Cool if we don't."
That's how
Yeah, I mean,
I think like we won't be hurt if we don't get him, but if we get him,
right.
it's exciting.
Yeah, it definitely would be exciting because, a guy like Todd Gurley in the right system, you could argue that he has his best football ahead of him, you know?
Especially in
Same
the
thing
passing
like
game.
John Harbaugh said with Sammy Watkins. Same thing. And in the passing game, too, because he is good catching the ball out of the backfield as well. And, the
Yeah.
Ravens definitely want to start going that route more often. That's why J.K. Dobbins has been practicing it. That's why Gus Edwards said himself that he wants to start doing it more and become more involved in that way. So, yeah, it would definitely be a great signing if we got him.
And did you see the picture Ramy posted? It was literally Todd Gurley and Justin Houston, like they exchanged jerseys when they played that Monday night game. They both could be
Yeah,
Ravens. I mean, come on now. Has to happen.
it could. You guys know, man, Gurley is from Baltimore. So, hey, come on home, man. Come on home.
Yeah. Come and get your Jimmy Seafood. Why not?
Right. All right, let's see. Voice says we talking about Gurley. Yeah, we talking a little
Indeed.
bit about Gurley. Yeah. Devon Johnson, hashtag Rain Gang. Shout out to Devon
Welcome, Devon.
Johnson. Ramey says, I need Justin Houston ASAP. At this rate, I'm rushing the passer next year.
It's crazy because I heard you
Man,
were right behind him. And then if you guys don't make the team, I might be behind you guys. And come on. I'm 160 pounds soaking wet, if that. I mean,
are you guys not putting any faith into Odafe Owe and Pernell McPhee and Dalen Hayes and Jalen Ferguson? I mean, all these guys. Come on, guys.
he's out there. He's out there.
No faith.
Actually, I saw a stat where like the Colts they didn't blitz a lot, and Justin Houston still got to the quarterback without blitzes.
They had like 8 sacks last season, I think.
Yeah, they were one of the top 3 lowest teams that blitzed. Think about that.
Wow. And we blitz the most, which is crazy.
Yeah, we were like top 3. They were bottom 3, and they had more sacks than us. So.
Sheesh, man. Now that you put it like that, I really would love to see us get Justin Houston, man. Because I feel like in our defensive scheme, Wink would have so much fun with having Justin Houston. And then I know the big thing right now in the defense is they want to get speed everywhere. That's why we have Odafe Owe. That's why we drafted Patrick Queen. Because we want guys who can fly all over the field, But just having that veteran presence, just a guy who can get home, who just knows how to bend that corner and just get home and sack the quarterback. That is invaluable. We need that the most. So I like your point on that.
He's never won a ring either. And who's our kryptonite? What team?
The Chiefs.
His former team. He leaves. That first year he's gone, they win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I really would love to see him in Baltimore. Let's see. Raven Ron says, what up, PRP? What up, Raven Ron? Shout out to you. Thank you for joining the stream tonight. John James in the house. Rain Gang, one of the best channels on YouTube. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate that.
I'm blessing. Stop.
Darius, the official, also in the house. Rain Gang. Shout out to you,
big shout
man.
to Darius. We were talking boxing on the TL on Saturday when Tank Davis was fighting and won. That was cool. I mean, it's weird seeing like my whole timeline rooting for one person or one team. It's like never happens, except as Ravens. But because
what did you make of the
split.
Tank Davis fight?
Oh, I loved it. How couldn't you love it? I mean, Ryan Garcia,
Yeah.
come outside.
Oof. I really want to see that fight. I really want to see Tank Davis fight Ryan Garcia. I mean, Ryan Garcia, it's like the perfect storm for Gervonta Davis because Ryan Garcia, he's not like built like Tank. You know what I mean? I feel like a couple of body shots and Tank might fold him up like he did with, the last couple of guys.
The fact it wasn't the shots to the face that finished him. It was the one right around here. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness, man. It's crazy. It was really bad. John James hits the nail on the head here. Tank's power is unreal. Yeah, man.
And the shout out to Baltimore even made it sweeter in the post match interview. Just gotta love it.
Right. Yeah, gotta love that, man. Yeah, I mean Gervonta Davis and the Baltimore Ravens at the top of Maryland sports, right?
And then
Baltimore
down here,
sports.
the Orioles. Oh, they're down here.
Yeah. Yeah. Tank always putting on for the city. That's right, King. Yeah, he is. Yeah. But yeah, man, the boxing fights were fun. Let's see what else happened over the weekend. Oh, the NBA.
Yeah, basketball. Right? Basketball, yeah.
Yeah, basketball's still going on. I mean, the Suns are that much closer. They play tonight, actually. They're that much closer to going to the finals.
That game on Saturday was like one of the worst games I've ever watched. That was terrible. It was terrible. The Suns and Clippers game.
Yeah.
Like that fourth quarter was just so boring. They were like, they just couldn't make a shot, either of them, It was just...
Yeah.
I turned on the Tank Davis. I just didn't care anymore. I'm like, all right, I'm watching Tank. I had no point,
Yeah. Yeah, man, I feel like a lot of these teams might be gassing out just a little bit because it's been a grueling, not even just season, the past 2 seasons, because you got to think the NBA kind of did like a back-to-back season. They didn't exactly. They didn't have a lot of time off. So a lot of these guys are probably running out of gas at this point. And that's why we've seen a lot of injuries in this playoffs as well, and even before the playoffs. But I mean, my boy, Moolah Boy Quan here, he says Devin Booker is just something different. Yeah, Devin Booker is a beast, man. Him and Chris Paul and DeAndre Ayton, and all those guys over there, Michael Bridges, they're about to win a ring. I think they're about to win a ring. Crowder,
so.
yeah.
I hope so. Rooting for them.
So, absolutely.
What's crazy is that, I saw like Nick Young. He was like, "Oh, like this is the worst playoffs ever." Yeah. Why? Is it because like the big market teams aren't running over everybody? Is that why? Because I love it.
Yeah, I disagree with that. Right. I like to see the young boys come up and take over. Trae Young and Devin Booker, like we need to see this. Ramey says McGregor in 12 days. I didn't even realize it was that soon. Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier, the trilogy fight. 12 days. I'm rocking with Conor too, man. I really need him to get this W.
That's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and switch topics and switch gears. Let's stop beating around the bush, guys. Let's get into the main meat and potatoes of tonight's episodes.
Why do you have that hung up next to you? It's on our right, but you're left. Why is it up there?
Right. Because this morning I saw a tweet. From Pro Football Focus. Some guy named Sam who works for them.
Bozo
named Sam. Basically doubling down on the fact that Lamar Jackson was kept off of the Pro Football Focus top 50 NFL players list. Basically saying it's debatable whether or not, he's better than those other 6 quarterbacks or whether or not he'll have a better season than those other 6 quarterbacks that were picked ahead of him. And we'll get into those quarterbacks in just a minute. But Alex, I want to get your initial reactions off of, first of all, because the top 50 list came out a couple of days ago. So what was your initial reaction to that? And then what was your reaction to Sam doubling down on the fact that Lamar Jackson is not a top 50 NFL player?
That right there, an absolute big yawn. I don't know what PFF has against that man down there, Lamar Jackson, but there's an obvious agenda. That clip of DeMarcus Cousins, like it's obvious what's going on here. If you can't see it, I don't know. Yeah. That's how I feel. It's really obvious what is going on here. Even my mic up talking about this. Why is it that they just never show him the love? What has he done to somebody at PFF? Like, is that like one of like his ex-girlfriend's burners account? Like, why do you hate this man so much?
That's what I'm thinking, man. That's honestly what I'm thinking. Real quick, let's get to a super chat donation from our guy Asmodeus. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate you. He says, shout out to PRP for your spicy chicken deluxe needs. Time to shake things up around here. Yeah, I love the spicy chicken deluxe from Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
But yeah. All right. But getting back to the topic at hand here. Lamar Jackson, let me back up. First of all, I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to Pro Football Focus for giving us this to talk about tonight and for allowing me to sit up here and be as genuine as I possibly can be when I say that they are absolutely delusional. Absolutely delusional to keep.
What are they?
Run it back one more time. They're absolutely delusional. Delusional to leave Lamar Jackson off of the top 50 players list in the NFL. It just doesn't make any sense. There's multiple reasons why. We're going to go through the list for you guys of all of the top 50. We're going to kind of, go through them and we'll highlight a couple that we really don't think make sense. But to me, it's just like, here's what I got from it. Pro Football Focus or phony Football Focus. It seems like they focus too much on the numbers and analytics, and they kind of forget about the intangibles. And the intangibles, a lot of the times, is winning. People, they're not valuing winning over, stats, individual stats. They're just not. Like, come on. He wins 80% of his games. That's a higher percentage than almost every other quarterback that was ranked ahead of him in the last 2 seasons. Almost every other quarterback. So it's just like, I'm not really getting it there. But like I said, we're going to pull up the list for you guys and we're going to kind of go through which ones we really don't think make sense the most. So We'll go ahead and do that now.
Okay. I'm with it. Yeah, I don't understand this whole list. So was there a maximum of 6 quarterbacks you could have on there? Because that's kind of stupid.
That's what I was thinking. It
shouldn't matter if there's a maximum of any position. If there's a position that is stacked, they should be on there. Because this is top 50. This isn't top 50 players, but with only 6 quarterbacks. No, it's top 50 players in the whole damn league. It's not that hard, Sam.
Exactly.
It's really not that hard. So,
Sam.
And the fact that this man went from being ranked number 1 last year by his peers, people he plays with, that's
exactly.
Back here watching the analytics, watch the game. Not that hard to do. And the fact not even top 50. Come on.
I think your mic was messing up a little bit there.
Okay.
But yeah, man. Yeah, it's still a little bit choppy, but yeah, man, it's just really ridiculous how much they're not really considering impact when it comes to Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's impact on the Ravens offense and just that team in general, like it's second to none. It's second to none. No other player in the league. Like, you take Lamar Jackson off of the Ravens, we do not win 80% of our games the last 2 seasons. It's just as simple as that. It's just as simple as that. So, that's one of the biggest reasons why I think that this list is definitely phony. It's definitely phony. But let's go ahead and bring up the list itself so you guys can see. Scrolling through. What'd you say?
Is my mic better right now?
No, man, it's no, I think PFF is sabotaging you. Raymond says PFF is sabotaging you. Yeah, man. But no, so we'll go through this list here. So you can see number 1, Aaron Donald. Nobody has any problems with that. That's fine. We get it. Aaron Donald. We're talking about impact. I want you guys to hold on to that word, impact. Aaron Donald has amazing impact on the game. So I'm fine with him at number 1. Number 2, Patrick Mahomes. He has amazing impact on the game. Fine with him there too. Number 3, Travis Kelce also has impact. Quentin Nelson, very impactful player, one of the best offensive linemen in the league. But this is what interests me. They have Quentin Nelson at number 4. And if you read closely to what they say here in the description, it's very fascinating. It says, according to PFF, Nelson was the most valuable. Now, let's stop right there. They use the words most valuable. Most valuable. You know what that sounds like? Or what it almost sounds like? Most valuable player. And that's something that Lamar Jackson, that's an award Lamar Jackson won not less than 2 years ago. Not even 2 years ago. So the fact that they have the nerve to sit up here and say, oh, Quentin Nelson deserves to be at number 4 because he was the most valuable offensive lineman in the NFL last season. Lamar Jackson was the most valuable player according to the NFL last season. So it just doesn't make any sense for them to have, it's very disrespectful for them to have Quentin Nelson here at number 4, not taking anything away from Quentin Nelson, but for them to use, oh, he was the most valuable, but then you don't even have Lamar Jackson in the top 50. We're only at number 4, guys. But yeah, I think we have our guy. Let's see if Simply is back here before we continue on with this list. It's a connection thing. I see Asmodeus. Okay. Let's see. All right, so we'll let him go ahead and get that together. Real quick, we have a super chat donation coming from our guy Jabari Cruz Ellis. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate you. He says, on an NBA playoff note, I want Giannis to win a ring this year. He gets unfair slander similar to Lamar on PFF. Guessing somebody didn't take their medication. They're making defense's job on Lamar harder. Yeah, man. You guys know Lamar loves to play with a chip on his shoulder. And this is only going to add fuel to the fire. So, again, PFF, we thank you, Phony Football Focus. We thank you for your services to the Ravens flock. All right. Let's see what you guys are saying here in the chat so far about this PFF ranking stuff. Don C says PFF is clickbaiting, but for real, why do people hate on Lamar so much? It's actually disgusting how people treat him. Yeah, man, I agree. Don C, I am all the way there with you. It's really telling. Like you look at all the stats, and I said before, Pro Football Focus, they like to focus on numbers a lot and things like that, and that's fine. I get it. It's analytics. I get it. It's data. But even if you look at the numbers, even if you take a look at the numbers, and we'll talk about and we'll compare the numbers between Lamar Jackson and the other quarterbacks that were on that list as well. But even when you look at the numbers, man, Lamar Jackson still doesn't deserve to be left off of this list because of that. He just doesn't. And I want to also preface this as well. Let's actually go ahead and scroll up just as a little bit of a disclaimer here. Coming from Pro Football Focus themselves. They say that the ranking below is a projection of what we think will happen and not necessarily a reaction to a spectacular or underwhelming 2020 season. Additionally, positional value is not considered here. So safeties, guards, and even running backs have just as good a chance to rank highly as quarterbacks, who would dominate the list if positional value is heavily factored. Okay, so you want to take out, positional value. Cool, fine. I get that. But they're saying that basically here, they're not reacting to whether somebody had a really good season or a really bad season last year. They're saying they're ranking this based off of projections going into next season, which I don't really see how you can do for a lot of these different positions. But like for example, for Aaron Donald, like interior D-line, I don't really see how you can predict all the way that they're going to have as good, like the best season out of anybody else in the league. I just don't see how that's possible. But yeah, let's go ahead and continue reading down on this list here. But they're basically just saying, guys, that, I guess with all the offseason moves and everything that the teams have made, individual teams have made, that, they're saying that these particular players are going to be better in that order, which is fine. So let's go ahead and continue with this right after the super chat donation coming from our guy Asmodeus. Big shout out to you, bro. We thank you. We appreciate you so much. He says, I wouldn't sweat it too much. Lamar could win 12 Super Bowls and he'll still be a running back. The media's treatment of our team is pathetic. Yeah, man, I agree, Asmodeus. I agree. It's definitely sad because like Lamar Jackson has come in. He's done nothing wrong. He hasn't been like one of these outspoken, get in trouble a lot guys, like in the media all the time. He wasn't even that guy in college, so, and he's still, people find ways to crap on him. And I think it's in large part because he is different than the rest of the quarterbacks in the league, of course, because he's more electric with his legs than he is with his arm, at least at the moment from what we've seen. Even that's debatable, but yeah, man, it's really sad because they're basically saying, hey, you're different. You don't fit in with the rest of the bunch. So we're not going to grade you the same, which isn't fair at all. But yeah, let's go ahead and keep scrolling down on this list here while we wait for our guy Simply to get back in here. Probably just resetting his internet or something like that. Let's see. So we can go down the list here. We got Devontae Adams at number 5. No problems with that, man. No problems with that. Khalil Mack, no problems with that. Tom Brady, sure. Bobby Wagner. Let's stop here, guys. Bobby Wagner, Seattle linebacker, very good, very, very talented player. Can't really say too much bad about the guy at all. But to put Bobby Wagner at number 8, when he's literally, him and a bunch of other players have literally admitted to Lamar Jackson cooking them in their defense. I just don't know how that makes any sense. Let's see if we can get our guy Simply back in here.
Is it working? Please. Fingers crossed.
It's a little better.
Okay, yeah, they got me. PFF got me.
They got you. I think we should be okay. I'm basically just going through the list here, and I stopped on Bobby Wagner,
Okay.
but I kind of wanted to get your take as well on them putting Quentin Nelson at number 4, because I talked to the Rain Gang about that as well. They put Quentin Nelson at number 4, and their reasoning was because according to Pro Football Focus, Nelson was the most valuable, keywords, most valuable offensive lineman in the NFL last season. So I said they're using the words or terms like most valuable, but Lamar Jackson was just the most valuable player according to the NFL a couple seasons ago. So what do you think about that?
That's according to themselves. I don't like that. It's like you're saying, yeah, because we said this, he's this. You know, it makes sense. And if we're talking about most valuable, shouldn't it be 32 different players from 32 different teams talking most valuable on their team? You know, like, doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. It definitely doesn't make any sense, man. It's let's see, let's keep going down on the list here. So Bobby Wagner as well. He's another one. I don't know if you remember Simply, but remember when we played Seattle a couple years ago, and Lamar Jackson was just basically like running all over the Seahawks, and there was a play where he just runs right by Bobby Wagner, and Bobby Wagner like stumbles trying to like catch up to him, and he's just like can't do anything with him basically, and he shows his frustration after that. And then even after the game, he's like saying like, oh yeah, like he's just a special player, like we couldn't stop him, you know what I mean? So Bobby Wagner is on this list, number 8, ranked who knows how many spots ahead of Lamar Jackson according to Pro Football Focus. But I thought that was interesting as well that they put that in there. So let's see. George Kittle at number 9. No problems with that. He's one of the best tight ends in the league. Aaron Rodgers, 10. So this is the first quarterback that not the first, but the third quarterback that we've seen. Patrick Mahomes, we've seen Tom Brady, and then we've seen Aaron Rodgers at 10. So we'll keep going here. 11, we have TJ Watt. I'm sorry. Derrick Henry at 12. Zach Martin at 13. All right.
Wasn't the Cowboys line trash?
It was.
Yeah.
You know, he had trash around him.
Okay,
so
fair enough.
Yeah, but it's just like why are we putting him at number 13? Top 15 player in the entire league over Lamar Jackson. Does Zach Martin impact a football game more than Lamar Jackson?
I'm putting Bakhtiari over Martin. Like,
jeez, man. All right, let's just keep going here. Jair Alexander at 14, one of the best cornerbacks in the league. Cool, fine. Bakhtiari from the Packers, cool. Jalen Ramsey, DeAndre Hopkins, Tyreek Hill, Chris Jones, Fred Warner, Joey Bosa, Russell Wilson, another quarterback sneaking in there ahead of Lamar Jackson. Justin Simmons, safety from the Denver Broncos, Trent Williams, Myles Garrett, Dalvin Cook. We're going through so many names, and Lamar Jackson couldn't you just easily see him somewhere in this list, like somewhere here?
Should be.
It just doesn't make any sense. You go through here and you're seeing names like, oh, okay, like I guess they're a top 15, a top 20 player in the league. I guess they impact the football game more than Lamar Jackson. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But let's keep going. We'll go ahead and get through this list here. Nick Bosa at 27, Ryan Ramczyk at 28. Marlin Humphrey, Ravens' own Marlin Humphrey at 29. Love to see that there. Could be a little bit higher. You know, I feel like he forces a good amount of turnovers. You know, those forced fumbles, they count for something. I think they definitely count for something. So yeah, when you talk about positional value or not positional value, but just overall just great players, players who play out of their position. Marlon Humphrey, you know, it's not necessarily his job to punch the ball out of a defender's hand. His job, his primary job, is to defend passes and make sure that passes are not completed. But he gets turnovers, so I feel like he should be ranked higher.
Playmaker.
Playmaker, exactly. Christian McCaffrey at 30, Cameron Hayward at 31, Harrison Smith at 32, Eric Kendricks, Minnesota Vikings at 33, Allen Robinson the second,
there's more
34.
Vikings than Ravens?
Apparently, man. Apparently, right?
Wow.
Isn't this something? Right. You would think that the Vikings would be, you know, contending for championships with all these top 50 players. Anyway, so let's see. Allen Robinson at 34, Julio Jones 35, Bryce Callahan 36, Nick Chubb 37. Can't slide past that one. Bryce Callahan. I know, right?
I can't slide.
They say, look, let's look at the description. Callahan may be the most underrated player in the NFL. So now we're talking underrated guys.
Okay.
Okay, an undersized slot corner by trade. He was asked to moonlight on the outside as a perimeter corner multiple times last season due to injuries in the Denver secondary. He didn't just hold up, he continued to thrive. Okay, cool. But you don't think that, I mean, just like they're writing all these descriptions for these guys on this list, you could write a description so easily, so effortlessly, and make a case so effortlessly for Lamar Jackson to be in here. It just doesn't make any sense to me, man. I don't know. Let's just
quarterback. I mean, whatever.
Right. Like, come on. Let's just keep going. Nick Chubb, 37. AJ Brown, 38. Gosh. 39, Alvin Kamara. 40, Josh Allen. Another quarterback in there. We'll get to Josh Allen in a second. Actually, you know what? Let's talk about Josh Allen right now. Let's stop on Josh Allen. What do you think about Lamar Jackson compared to Josh Allen? Is Josh Allen really better than Lamar?
They're so annoying, bro. The debates are just a waste of time. Yes, Lamar Jackson is better than Josh Allen. No debatable. He is. Numbers say it. Everything says it, except Bills fans. Sorry, you lost 4 straight Super Bowls. Get on with your life. Leave it there.
Yeah. And when you look at the numbers too, man, like Lamar Jackson, just all around, you look at the last 2 years, he has more wins, he has a better record, more wins, less losses, period, right there. A higher completion percentage, okay, more touchdowns. I mean, so just across the board, just better stats overall. And I know Pro Football Focus likes to focus on numbers a lot. So there are your numbers for you. And then you take a look at the impact that Lamar Jackson has as well. I think Lamar Jackson has a lot more impact on the Ravens offense than Josh Allen does on the Bills offense. Am I wrong there?
Never lied.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I just don't, again, I don't know what they were thinking on this list. I think maybe it was, and I've seen a lot of people say this today, that they're literally only leaving Lamar Jackson off this list just so we can have something to talk about. Which is cool, but we're still gonna lay into you guys at Pro Football Focus because this is some bullshit. So let's go ahead and keep going here. See, John Johnson at number 41, safety, Cleveland Browns. 42, Grady Jarrett, Atlanta Falcons. All right.
Okay.
Number 43, Teron Armstead from the Saints. 44, Michael Thomas from the Saints. 45, Stephon Diggs from the Bills. 46, Ronnie Stanley, the Baltimore Ravens. Ronnie up there. Let's see. 47, James Bradbury from the Giants, cornerback. 48, Marcus Williams, safety, Saints. 49,
he blew that Minneapolis Miracle. But, okay.
That's cool. Linebacker Levante David at number 49. And then at number 50, we have Dak Prescott of the Dallas Cowboys. Now, this one is just insult to injury.
Yeah.
Absolute insult to injury. It's like, right. Where are you getting this from, bro? Where are you getting it from?
He literally was stat padding.
Right.
Literally.
Right. You want to look at the numbers? You want to look at the numbers, man? Like Dak Prescott he's underneath 500. He's below 500 in the last 2 years.
In the worst division playing football by far.
In the worst division. And most of their wins, most of the Cowboys' wins comes from the Washington football team and the New York football Giants. You just, wow. I don't understand that at all. I really just don't.
Wow.
But what are your thoughts, man?
They're sabotaging me. I really can't give my true thoughts. I'm getting sabotaged right now.
I mean, we can hear you. We can hear you pretty okay. It's like not
Okay, you can
bad.
hear me? Okay,
It's not as bad
cool.
as it was. Yeah.
If I turn off my camera, will that make a difference or no?
No.
Okay.
Maybe since we've gotten through the list, maybe if I stop sharing to you, it'll work better.
Not better?
I don't know. Maybe let's give it a second.
I think the list is a total bunch of bullshit. We can talk about that. I mean, the ratings are terrible. Was Dalvin Cook above Alvin Kamara? Is that what I saw?
You said was who above Kamara?
Dalvin Cook.
Yes, he was.
That's bullshit in itself. Literally.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah. It's a terrible list all around. Tyreek Hill should be higher than 18. And even Lamar being off, it kind of just shows how terrible and even valid of a list. You can't use that argument. It's terrible.
Yeah. It was really bad, man, and you can't. There's no excuses for it, honestly. Like, there's literally no reason why you leave Lamar Jackson off this list. Like, he has the numbers for it. He has the big games, like, performance in him, to back it up. Like, actually just showing up and just winning the Ravens a game. Like, it's nobody else has done that over the last 2 seasons. Like, go out and I don't want to say single-handedly because, of course, winning a football game has to do with the entire team, but Lamar Jackson is the type of quarterback is the type of player who will put the entire team on his back. And to say that, like, we're projecting him to not even be a top 50 player this season after he just won a unanimous MVP less than 2 years ago, it's just silly. It's just silly. And I think it's definitely for clickbait. Let's see. Kimberly Harmon chimes in here, says, bump PFF. They don't know what they're talking about. Exactly, Kimberly. We appreciate you for your comment and joining the stream tonight. Let's see. Jonathan Washington Jr. says, what's the point of being a better passer if you don't win games for your team? I thought that was the whole purpose of football, and nobody has won better than Lamar. Exactly. This is exactly what I was saying, Jonathan Washington Jr. They are not valuing wins enough for me. They're just not.
Dak Prescott. I mean, what did Russell Wilson do last year? He made it to the playoffs and they lost in the first round.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I would put Lamar over Russ from last year.
Yeah.
Less to work with.
Same. I'm putting Lamar over Russell Wilson. I'm putting him over Josh Allen and Dak Prescott. I am. I just am, man.
I feel the only 3 quarterbacks better than him are Mahomes, Rodgers, and Brady.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are the only 3. Those are the only 3 I will give you. But other than that, it's like, hey, you really got to look at the facts, man, when it comes to, like, the numbers, when it comes to what you see. Because my guy Joe Nubo said this earlier. He said football isn't played on paper, it's played on the field. But when you look on paper, you see Lamar Jackson is better than a lot of these guys. And when you look on the field, you see that Lamar Jackson is better and more impactful than a lot of these guys. So, again, man, the list is just overall silly. Let's see. Our guy Adit Mahmood chimes in here, says PFF must have forgot the fact that perfect data does not exist. I learned that in college. PFF lost all credibility. I'm willing to bet money that their model hasn't changed in years.
It is slow on clicks. What it is. And why is it always rated?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
It's
I have no idea, bro.
I wish we didn't have to talk. Like, I think what everybody should do, don't even quote tweet them. Don't like it. Just fuck PFF. Don't pay them any mind.
Just don't pay them any mind.
Yeah.
Don't like it. Don't retweet it. Nothing. That'd be hilarious. Jason Ridley says PFF should get banned from their jobs. I mean, obviously they're doing a good job. They're staring up the hornet's nest, the Ravens flock, rather, which is, it's cool.
And
give us something to talk about.
Like, defensive or quarterback is because of the blatant disrespect we see every single week. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Which is why.
And somebody else had brought up in the chat earlier while you were gone. They were saying that, like, this is just more fuel for Lamar. Lamar loves playing with a chip on his shoulder. So,
and I think nobody is giving Ravens a chance right now. I love that. We're actually underdogs.
Yeah.
Keep it that way. Don't hop on the bandwagon, please.
We are.
Keep saying Lamar can't win it, please.
Right. Because, I mean, it's bound to happen eventually when Lamar and the Ravens win that big game in the playoffs against, the Chiefs or whoever. It's going to happen eventually, man. As long as this team can continue to stay healthy and just develop and become a more balanced attack on offense, and that defense continues to get, healthier and just better and more improved, the Ravens are going to be a very, very dangerous team. I get everybody's counting us out because everybody likes to have recency bias with the Ravens. It's like, okay, the last time we saw the Ravens, it was in Buffalo and they scored 3 points. So, they're not really expecting us. And the same thing in the Titans, the season before that, but they're not really expecting us to, I guess, start strong. Like over the offseason is where people doubt us the most. It's around like weeks 10 to 13 is when people are like, oh, look at the Ravens. Look at the Ravens. They're so good. What's going on? It's around that time, but we'll see. Yeah. We'll see.
Keep doubting us.
All right. Yeah, let's see what else we have here from you guys. Love West says, it's crazy Josh Allen has only been good for 1 year and people can't seem to get off of his burn. Yeah, that. If it wasn't for us, Josh Allen would have a Josh because we're blowing them out so bad they dined him in. Yeah, man, Josh Allen, he's only been good for 1 year. And people are ready to anoint him as like a top 3 quarterback in the league. I don't get it, but hey, I mean, it's whatever.
2019 playoff when they beat the Texans, he literally fumbled the ball and it went out of bounds. It was like the dumbest play I've ever seen. He's lucky. They got so lucky the ball went out of bounds. So
yeah,
he's not top 3, and just really sad.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Let's see. All right, Lisa Frankel says this top 50 needs to be redone. This time, LJ needs to be on that list. Yeah,
we
definitely should be, and I hope we definitely should do like a top 50. We should do a real top 50. You know what I mean? I hope like a lot of other big media outlets do it as well, just so they can show how stupid Pro Football Focus really is. Because I guarantee you have Fox Sports, you have ESPN, you have all these other major media outlets. They're going to put Lamar Jackson in their top 50, if not their top 10. I could definitely see that. So, if they do, then that'll just make Pro Football or Phony Football Focus look even that more phony. So, all right. So let's see. We'll take a couple more things in here. Then we will move on. Yeah, Emmanuel says the list needs to be redone by someone else. PFF ain't credible. Yeah, and PFF has been like anointed, just like I use that word anointed again. They've been anointed by a lot of other mainstream media for, being so on point with their analytics and their data and things like that. And I'll admit they do a really good job, but it's just like the writing side of it, like the reporting and things like that. It's just not. It's not there. It's not there. Very clickbaity, and yeah, they need to change that.
Can you read what they put out earlier today?
What you said? What they put out earlier today? Yeah, send it to me.
Yeah, the quarterback. Okay, sure.
So, yeah, man. Let's see. Bruh says, why is Josh Allen getting more credit for an MVP caliber season than Lamar is for actually winning the unanimous MVP? You spitting facts right now, bruh. You're spitting facts. I don't know. I couldn't tell you why Josh Allen's getting more credit for an MVP caliber season. I
guess they
have Josh Allen. I guess so. I guess, man.
That's
I suppose.
Only thing.
But at the same time, I was just reading the kind of their preface to the article where they had the top 50 list. They said the ranking below is a projection of what we think will happen and not necessarily a reaction to a spectacular or underwhelming 2020 season. So I don't know. I guess they're not basing it off of that, but who knows, man? Who knows? It's stupid. Regardless, man. Lamar Jackson not getting his credit will always be. You hate to see it.
Yeah.
You hate to see it.
You do.
Well, let's see. Future Hendrix in the house says Purple Rain, Purple Rain, Purple Rain. Big shout out to you, Future Hendrix. Thank you for joining the stream. All right. Let's see. Larry Davis says, when Lamar proves them wrong, we Ravens fans need to shut their website down. We need to hit these guys by name with hot sauce bottles to make those feet more palatable.
I call Sam.
Man, you guys are going crazy. Right. All right. And then KLA Sports. I got KLA Sports in the house. Big shout out to him for joining the stream tonight. We appreciate you. Another Purple Rain pioneer in the house. Says, did Lamar not take his team to the playoffs every year, get double-digit wins, win an MVP, lead the league in passing touchdowns, and have back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons? But he's not top 50. Yeah, man. Make a lot of good points. Points are being made. But I guess those things don't matter to Pro Football Focus. And here's another interesting thing, Alex, about that, is that they're saying these are their projections for what they think is going to happen. They don't think Lamar Jackson is going to be a top 50 player after he went into last season as the number one player, according to NFL.
Okay.
So they don't think he's going to be top 50 this season. And basically what they're saying is they think our team has gotten that much worse, that Lamar Jackson is going to completely fall out of the top 50 players. So let's take a look at like what our team has done. I mean, we've gone out and we have reupholstered our offensive line, which was a huge problem for us last season. We've gone out and got a new and improved revamped receiving core, drafted a receiver, and we got a good receiver out in free agency. We got new passing game coordinators, new coaches for our linebackers to sharpen up the defense. So we've just gotten better all around. Yet Pro Football Focus thinks that Lamar Jackson is going to be out of the top 50 players in the league. Yeah. With all those weapons.
Can I read some tweets real quick? Just
sure.
About this whole PFF. From our favorite at Sutton Def. Unanimous MVP 1 year and not even a top 50 player the next year. Y'all can say you just don't like him. Where's the lies? Yeah. Where is it?
Yeah, man, because it's just like all the facts are there. All the argument is stacked up way against them. So it's like you can just say that you don't like him. You could just say that, you know. You might as well have put Baker Mayfield in that top 50 list.
Oh my god.
I mean, they might as well have.
Speaking of, we can't even give NFL credit right now because they literally, I know my internet's trash, but they put out a little graphic of the top 5 most complete teams in the NFL. Are you ready for this BS? Number 5, the Bills. Number 4, the Chargers. Number 3, the Chiefs. Number 2, the Bucks. Number 1, the Browns. How are the Browns the most complete team in the league?
I mean, they've always had a solid roster. I think there's a lot of different things.
Picks, like the number 1 picks they had, the top 5 picks, the top 10 picks. Is that why?
Right. I mean, you got to think you've got the quarterback. You know, you got your guy at quarterback. You've got a solid offensive line. You've got 2 star running backs. You've got 2 star receivers. Your secondary is a lot better than it was last season and still getting better. You've got 2 crazy edge rushers now, Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clown. I agree. I kind of agree, man. They're at least top 3. At least top 3.
I can't. Top 5. I'm putting the Bills above them. I'm putting the Chiefs and the Bucks above them. They are not.
But
they're not one.
I don't think that's fair to say though, because like the Browns have always had like a pretty good roster because they would go out and just kind of throw their money and throw their draft picks at anything they thought that would make them good. But I think that the Browns, their issue has always been not being able to put it together. And with Kevin Stefanski and kind of like that new regime in Cleveland with the Browns, they've been able to start kind of piecing everything together. So I think that's kind of their argument for putting the Browns in the top 3 most complete teams.
Their secondary is still suspect. John Johnson III is not like that, nor is Troy Hill.
You guys simply
cut out
again a little bit.
Lovely.
Oh, now the mic's off. Now the mic's off. Can't hear you. Wonderful. See, Jeff J says all good on paper, but I mean, hey, like I said, that's what Stefanski and them are in there for, to bring everything together, everything on paper, all the people all the guys that are on the roster, and get them to function as a cohesive unit. And we saw signs of that. We saw signs of that last season. So I definitely expect it going forward for sure. The Browns are going to be tough. They're going to be tough to beat. Jabari Cruz Ellis says that watch the Browns get swept again by the Ravens. Hey, man, I hope so. That would be awesome. That would be awesome if we can get them out the way twice. That'll be a tall task for sure, but I think we can do it.
Is Mike fixed by chance?
Let's see. KLA Sports says, if anything, I'm taking Kansas City out of that list of top 5 most complete teams. They're contenders, but their defense isn't great on paper or in game. They have had more holes, and the defense is good, but come on now. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. They have a lot of star power. They have amazing coaching, but they don't. I wouldn't say that they have the most complete team. I agree there.
Hear me now? You good?
Future Hendrick says, when does the NFL top 100 list come out? I'm actually not sure about that, bro. I'm not sure. I'd be interested to know, though. All right. All right. So we have a question here coming in from Christopher Swain. Seeing if we can get my guy Alex back in here. Actually, Christopher Swain, before we get to that, we do have a super chat donation coming in from our guy Gerald. Thank you so much, Gerald. We appreciate you, bro. Each and every time. He says, does LJ settle his long-term contract before preseason kicks off? It's a tough one. I don't know, man. I know they said that a deal is in the works, but I don't know if they're necessarily going to have anything done by the time that preseason kicks off. Yo, you look a lot better now.
Okay.
Like, you look clean.
Am I back?
But it's like, I can't hear you.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Is the mic inputs in there?
What about now?
I can't hear anything.
Can you hear me?
Hold on. Maybe it's my stuff. Let's try switching mine. Bear with us, guys.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. This is painful. It's absolutely painful. See, you guys can hear me. I think it is on Sutton. We're both having issues tonight, man. This is terrible.
I know.
I'm telling you, PFF hacked us. It's because we were speaking bad about PFF. We're in shambles. We're in ruins. Most interesting, you can hear me now. I hate PFF. Their list of 50 is terrible. Yeah. Okay, I'm glad you guys can hear me. I missed talking to you guys. Hi. You can ask me questions because I can actually hear and we can see me, but this is terrible, man. I won't be surprised right now if this window opens, somebody comes there and just like slashes my head off from PFF for like dogging them so bad. But yeah, this is bad. Yeah, Hendrick. I am blaming it on PFF. All of them. But I guess since I can talk now, my whole take on this, I can actually do this all. I just don't get why they're coming after the Ravens. Honestly, I think they are really running low on clicks. I think the Ravens Twitter and the Ravens fan base is probably one of the best in the league. So they come after us and are more people come after them. Makes sense. Can you hear me, son?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, cool. We're back. I think that's only like 15 minutes, but we're back normal.
Now it's like, I don't know if they can hear you any better, but it's like you're cutting out on mine a little bit. It's all good.
Oh,
let's see. We have it's all good. Big shout out to you, Joe. We appreciate you so much for your super chat donation. Let's see what else we have. We have another super chat donation coming in from Esmodius. Thank you so much, man. He says, simply, I hear you. It's definitely, internet's been weird tonight. It's okay, guys. It's okay. Yeah. Internet's been weird. It's all good, though. It happens. I see Spencer the Realist gives us another super chat donation. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate you. He says, bulletin material for Lamar. Let's go. Yes, sir. Bro, if y'all don't think Lamar Jackson is paying attention to what these guys are saying about him, like, he definitely is. Lamar is still, like, what? How old is Lamar Jackson? He's like 23, right?
23 or 24? 24.
Yeah. Like, he's a young guy. I know he's definitely got that chip on his shoulder for sure. All right. But thank you so much, man. We appreciate you for your super chat donation. Let's see. Jonathan Washington Jr. says, would another MVP put Lamar in the Hall of Fame conversation? What do you think about that?
Give me a Super Bowl over MVP, then yeah. Can you hear me? Still cutting out?
Yeah. I think it should be okay now. Should be
Okay,
okay.
I'm saying give me a Super Bowl over the MVP, and then yeah.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely, I agree there. Um, let's see. Chris Reed has a question here. It says, who is a trade candidate at pass rusher you could see EDC going after?
Daniil Hunter, 100% for the Vikings.
Daniil Hunter.
Yeah.
You know, speaking of pass rushers for the Vikings, I was watching the Ravens versus Vikings game from 2009 on NFL Game Pass the other
Ooh.
day. And I just remember seeing Jared Allen just destroy our
Joseph
offensive
Vincent.
line and just
Oh.
yes, Jared Allen was like dominating that game, man. And it took me back. We lost that game, but it was, it was a great game though. If you haven't seen that game, definitely go back and watch it. Definitely go back and watch it. Let's see. So I think we can go ahead and get into our question segment of the night.
I think it'll probably be short tonight because this is
just a couple questions. Just a couple questions from you guys tonight.
Right now.
It's it's been a little bit rough for the Rain Gang tonight in terms of the internet, but it's all good. It's all good. Yeah. We said what we said, regardless. In Pro Football Focus, we hope that you guys are listening, and we're not done with you guys either. We're not done with you guys.
We'll be back on Thursday too. Done yet.
We're not. But all right, let's go ahead and get into our question segment of the night. See what questions we have first from you guys. Christopher Swain says, "Oh, that's an old game, yes sir. Very old game. Throwback.
Thanks, Stephen Hauschka.
Stephen Hauschka, man. Thanks a lot, right? All right. Jonathan Washington Jr. is going to kick us off here. It says, simply, should the Bulls look into trading for Damian Lillard?
Don't ask me questions when I'm this terrible internet. I hope so, but probably it's not going to happen. But yes, but it won't happen.
Yeah. I don't think that'll happen either. Let's see. Asmodia says, my question is, do we have any hackers in the chat? Let's mess with PFF for a little for messing with Simply's internet.
Yeah,
man, they're definitely out here tonight. Like literally never. It's like that one night when we had Patrick Queen on and my mic wasn't working. It happens. Things happen. It's all good. Let's see. We got to get Void's question out of the way. Would you rather be exposed to the genetic altering black goo liquid in the airborne pathogen black goo at the same time, or have to live in the Tokyo Ghoul world mixed with the ALZ 113 virus? I am going to take the latter. I'm going to go with the latter. I'm not really sure what either of these are.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with the latter.
How about nothing? How about neither?
Yeah. So let's see. Christopher Swain says, if the Ravens make it to the Super Bowl, what song would you want us to come out to? Good question.
Probably Lord Scooter Bird Blue. It would have to be.
Sheesh.
It would have to be.
I don't see them doing that. That would definitely be the epitome of putting on for the city, but they wouldn't do that though. They wouldn't do that.
It'd probably be
it'd be something like that. Yeah, probably. But it'd be cool though. Nonetheless, just seeing the Ravens in the Super Bowl period, I wouldn't care what we come out to. Just seeing those guys run out on that field, that would be amazing in itself. All right, let's see what other questions we have here. Larry Davis says, how many passing yards do you think Lamar has this year? I think I said like 3,700. That was my prediction.
Go. Yeah, I was thinking that to 4,000. 3,750 to 4,000. Hopefully.
Okay. Yeah.
But it depends on how many fourth quarters he plays. Wink, wink.
Yeah. Right. Maybe we can get a couple of Jackson 5s. All right. Let's see. Mallow226 says, what's up, Rain Gang? What's up, Mallow?
What's up, bro?
Thank you for joining the stream tonight. Next question here comes from... Well, Ray Davis has another question here. Does Bateman become Lamar's top target by mid-season? It's a good question here. It's a very good question.
I think Andrews will always be his top target.
Do you think so?
Especially if he's only...
I wouldn't say by mid-season, only because like Lamar Jackson, he's been playing with Mark Andrews and Hollywood Brown for the greater part of the last 2 seasons, and he's already built a pretty good rapport with both of those guys. So like he's gonna look for them first Like, regardless, those are like his guys, his main two guys. Now, who knows? Maybe in training camp, he might, find a liking for Rashad Bateman, the way he runs his routes, the way he's open here and there, and they might have that chemistry. And you never know. Rashad Bateman could really be something special for the Ravens, man. We don't know it all the way just yet, but I think there's definitely a reason why Eric DeCosta and the Ravens chose him in the first round, man. I feel like he's destined for pretty big things.
There's reason to be excited, considering what we had before. So, I'll say, if anything, he could be his top target by next year. By next year, this time, he could be his top target. I'll go that.
I mean, I could agree with that. So basically, you're saying by the end of the season, the end of next season, he'll be... That's a lot. That's kind of putting a lot on him.
End of next season plus voluntary OTAs and whatever we and minicamp. I'll do that.
So let's break that down, though, Alex.
Because Mark Andrews could be gone. Like I don't want it to happen, but it could happen. He could play out of his price range.
Yeah, I don't want that to happen either. But you're basically saying that Rashad Bateman, he's going to have a really, really good season. Not only season, but postseason as well. Like, he's going to be playoff Bateman. You know how we have playoff Hollywood? He always shows up.
We could do that.
I don't know. We'll see. Thank you so much for your question, though, Larry Davis. We do have a couple of super chat donations coming in the house. We got our guy Engraven in the house as well.
My guy.
Shout out to Engraven. What's up, man? How you doing tonight? Appreciate you for coming through. Super chat donations coming from our guys. Gerald says, my internet is screwed up, but you guys did your thing.
Twins.
We will come back stronger Thursday night.
Yes.
See how us and Gerald were always kind of like on the same page? Always on the same page. We appreciate you, Gerald, every time, man.
We do appreciate.
Another super chat donation coming in from Darius the Official. Thank you so much, man. He says, bro, love you, Rain Gang. And who do y'all think is going to win the NBA title? I really want to see the Suns win for Devin's first ring. P.S. Shout out to Tank. Yes.
I want Suns. I hope Suns. I think Suns.
Yeah. I definitely agree. Hope, think, want as well. Yeah, for sure. But not for Devin Booker's first ring. Chris Paul. Chris Paul deserves it.
That's the one.
He deserves it.
That's the one.
Yeah, for sure. And definitely shout out to Gervonta Tank Davis as well. Thank you so much, Darius, for your super chat donation. All right. Let's see, we'll take about one or two more questions. By the way, Alex, we can hear you just fine now.
Okay, just my picture's probably all screwed up.
No, it's actually like totally back to normal.
Wow, thanks.
I know,
During
right?
the end, it was fixed. Thanks, PFF.
Right. So we'll take a couple more.
Wait, real quick. I want to the whole uniform thing. Like, so they approved 2 helmets. So 2 helmets will be used. So we'll see some throwback uniforms this year. We'll see some Oilers. We'll see some creamsicle Bucks. We'll see some vintage throwback Philadelphia Eagles. We'll see some old Jets. Maybe the old Broncos. Remember, like the brown and yellow Broncos, ugly ass ones.
Yeah.
We'll be seeing a lot more like alternative. Oh, the old Seahawks jerseys. Man, I cannot wait.
Bro. This is good.
I'm a uniform fanatic. So that was like the best news I heard. Like NFL in a while.
And I think that the NFL, they're doing this because they know that, they're kind of like trying to market this season as like the biggest season ever.
Yeah.
I feel like this is one of the ways that they're trying to like do that. They know that ratings were down last season because of COVID and everything like that. There were no fans there. So this season, they're really going to go all out. They're going to go all out, man. It's going to be a really fun season. I'm super excited. But as for the uniforms, I'm definitely excited to see what the Ravens bring out, Like, I feel like we've been wearing kind of like...
throwbacks, unfortunately.
We can't?
Nope. Because there's a lawsuit regarding our old logo and we can't wear it. They can't even sell anything with it.
Oh, damn. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Void has another question for us. Says, would you rather fight Bushido Brown from the Boondocks or Bruce Lee? Ooh.
I don't know.
I'm going to say Bruce Lee.
I don't know.
I'm going to say Bruce Lee. I'm going to go Bruce Lee. Bushido Brown could like jump like 20 feet in the air. I'm going to go Bruce Lee. Let's see. Future Hendrick says, where do y'all think Patrick Queen lines up against other linebackers in the league?
Top 2, not 2. It's like right now. I mean, you really can't. You can't. I'm not going to judge them off a rookie season with absolutely no training camp this season. Ask me that mid season. We'll talk about it because I'm expecting big things this year. So he'll be top 10,
man, and definitely will. Like he was in contention for defensive rookie of the year. So, and that was in a COVID season where he didn't really have all that much time to prepare, no OTAs, training camps, things like that. So he's really going into like his first real NFL season. So I think we're definitely going to have a more definitive answer to this question, probably by, I'd say around like Thanksgiving. Let's come back to that.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So let's see. Asmodeus with another super chat donation. Thank you so much, my man. We appreciate you. He says, which 5 superheroes would you take to a bar fight? I feel like Simply might not know 5 superheroes.
I don't. And you guys keep asking.
2? Can you give us 2 and I'll give them 3?
2? What type of fight are we talking about? Like that's also something too. What type of fight are we talking? Bar fight? Yeah. Well, I know Superman and Iron Man. Let's go with those 2.
Oof, yeah, that's all you need right there. Yeah, right. That's all you need, man. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take. I would take Spider-Man. That'd be pretty cool. I would take. I would probably take Hulk because like he would start off as like just Bruce Banner and like people would try to like mess with him, but then like he would turn into Hulk and he would like completely wreck shop. So I would take Spider-Man. I would take Hulk, and then I would probably take. Third one be
Iguodala?
I don't know, it's kind of weird. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, that's the third one. I want Iguodala as the third one. That's a perfect answer. That's the perfect answer. Thank you so much for that, Alex. And thank you so much, Asmodeus, for your super chat donation. All right. Let's see. Cheryl said we got to take Batman. That's good. I was thinking about Batman, but yeah. Let's see. Larry Davis says, does Tylan Wallace get any playing time this year? This is a good question here. Our receiving core is kind of crowded right now. He's gonna get playing time for sure.
Yeah,
it's just a matter of how much, Probably like what?
Yeah.
How many snaps a game would you say he gets?
He'll get the Devin Duvernay treatment. He'll like have some really splash plays, and we'll never see the field again.
But are you betting the over or under on 7 snaps for him in game 1 against the Raiders?
Under. This would be a heavy dosage of Bateman, Watkins, Hollywood.
Fair enough. Let's see. And Craven says, Spider-Man, you're getting whooped with him. How am I getting whooped with Spider-Man? Spider-Man got the hands, bro. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Engraven? You ever seen Spider-Man fight? Come on now. He got super strength. All right. Let's see. We got more hot questions coming in from Larry Davis here. Larry Davis here says, Bucky Brooks is losing his mind again. Harbs and Lamar under pressure.
How about this? I didn't read the whole article. I will read it and I will come back Thursday and we can talk about it. Is that fair? I didn't read it. I just saw that. I saw the title. I'm like, this is some BS. But I will read it. I'll see what points he makes. I saw my guy Engraven say he made some points, some good ones and bad ones. Then I'll come back and talk about it because I'm not informed and I don't want to give you some BS stuff. So we give you only the best here at the Purple Rain Podcast.
Absolutely. By the way, make sure you guys like the video. Also, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I know tonight was kind of weird with the whole internet thing, but this is not normally how things go. Promise.
This is like guys. The only time it's ever happened.
Yeah. So we'll take one more question here. Our last question is going to come from Don C. Don C says, how do you guys think PFF runs that production out of their mom's basement? Just saying. Probably, honestly. They're pretty
not even mom's basement. They're in like some shack right now. They're honestly like those scam callers in like India. They have like those little. You ever watch like those scamming things where people will like flip the camera and they see the people scam? It's the best videos out there on YouTube, and it's the way they work. Yeah, that's how they're working. Like in the small like cubicles, it probably smells like grease and sweat because they never watch a damn game in their life. It's hot because they're nasty ass hot breath. So yeah, that's what it's probably like.
Man, all
And my
right.
internet's about
So
to get shut down again. So
let's see. DaQuan Jones, Clippers are Suns. And on that note, we will go ahead and wrap up this episode of the Purple Rain Podcast, episode 59. Thank you to the entire Rain Gang, to the entire hashtag replay gang for watching this episode. We appreciate you guys so much. We'll catch you guys on Thursday. This has been episode 59. If you want to catch me on Twitter or Instagram, you can find me at Sutton Def. You can find him at simplyas10.prod. Alex, you can take us out.
thank you for coming through this wacky, weird episode. I'm so sorry for this internet. I blame it on phony football focus. I am so sorry. We will be back better than ever on Thursday. But until then, you know what to do. Stay positive. Test negative, which there's been a lot of doing. Love to see it.
Yeah.
And as always,
Absolutely. Call God. We're going to catch you guys in the next one.